On the dividend news, we do have Visa, which hiked its dividend by 15.6% to 52 cents quarterly. That is an amazing dividend raise, so congrats to all the shareholders. Another great company just announced a dividend hike, which was AbbVie. They hiked their dividend by 4.7% to $1.55 quarterly. And another raise was from SiriusXM, which hiked its dividend by 10%. And the second to last one we do have, guys, was Marathon Petroleum, which hiked its dividend by 10% as well. And the last one we do have is West Rock Company, hiked its dividend by 10%. What's up, everybody? This is Antonio here to bring you episode 210 of the portfolio update. So you guys already know it's Sunday. It's time to go over the portfolio, what we bought, what we sold, what dividends came in, what options we had to manage, and what we're doing, guys. The market is in a correction territory. I'll be going over what I'm planning to do during this time. Actually, what I want to show you real quick, first thing is let's figure out what there's a market correction versus a bear market. So a correction generally in the stock market is considered to have occurred when the market drops at least 10% from its most recent high, while a bear market is when the market has dropped at least 20% within the least 2 months or more. So if I pull up here, guys, I do have the NASDAQ 100. I do have it at the 6 months. We actually hit a very high all-time high here at about July 19th. If we look, we've actually dropped roughly about 10.40%, which technically means that we are in the correction territory. If we continue to drop going forward, we could potentially enter a bear market. If I pull up here the S&P 500 as well, guys, you guys can kind of see I have it at 6 months, kind of an all-time high as well. Also, it's right around July. You'll see that if we kind of look and see from today, we're down about 10.28%, which means we are in that correction territory. We'll see if we hit the bear market, but in general, guys, remember every single Sunday we come back, we kick off these scripts. So I have these Google scripts that I kick off at the end of the video, and we see this continue to grow no matter what the market's doing. So in the bear market or correction, whatever it's going to turn out to be, we're going to continue to see this continue to grow and grow every single Sunday. So by the end of the video, we'll see this higher, but I have a copy of this. But you'll see here, guys, that every single annual dividends that we do collect, they continue to grow every single year no matter what the market's doing. For 2023, we're at $2,857.20, guys. We still have about the dividends from October, November, and December that we need to include in here, but we've already surpassed the amount that we made back in 2020 for the 12 months as well. We're really close to surpassing 2021, which is very, very impressive. If we look at the quarterly dividends, you can kind of see the growth a lot better. Back in 2019 Q1, when I started my dividend journey, we only made $100 in the first 3 months, and you'll see that this little staircase is getting larger and larger over every single quarter. And now every quarter we're generating roughly over $1,000, which is very, very passive and very great because I'm turning that active income into passive income. If we do look at the options premium, though, you'll see that we're trying to sell options to collect some crumbs that we can eventually reinvest into the portfolio, and then that collects more dividends, and hopefully we can turn that into more passive income. But for October, we did actually lose some money, $1,040.98. That is because I do have some covered calls, but I did move up in strike price, so technically I did not lose money there if my shares were to get called away at the current strike price. If we do look over here, though, on the options return, we're about at 1.88%. Which is okay. I just any higher percentage on top of the dividends is a win-win in my situation. If I show you guys here, we do have goals that kind of keep us focused to our portfolio, but the first goal we do have is not related to the portfolio but in general to the channel, and that is to reach 20,000 subscribers. So if you're new to the channel or a returning viewer that hasn't subscribed, consider subscribing with that notification. And as well, if you wouldn't mind dropping a big thumbs up on the video, costs you nothing, helps out the channel, and I definitely appreciate it, guys. So go ahead and drop that thumbs up. Definitely appreciate it there. Goal number 2, guys, we've already surpassed this. That was to reach about $325 per month on average selling, or I guess collecting dividends. We're on our way to $375 to about $400. We'll see by the end of the video where we end up, and that'll be definitely exciting. Goal number 3 is to reach $118,000 invested of my own money. You'll see here that we're at $117,201. So we have roughly about $800 more to go. We'll definitely achieve this goal. This one's within our control. And then goal number 4 is to dollar cost average $100 into the portfolio no matter what the market's doing. As you guys saw, that we are kind of in a correction territory now. So I'm going to continue to dollar cost average my $100. I will potentially probably add more income, or more money into the portfolio hopefully, and try to buy the dip. Buy, as the market continues to go down, I'm going to continue to buy it. As the market starts correcting upwards and starts moving upwards, I'm going to continue to buy it. And in the long term, my future self will thank me, because all this active income that I have to go to my 9-to-5 job and spend my time, trade my time for money, that money is actually going to start working for me, where I can actually go towards my hobbies that I want to do, and it'll be working for me. Goal number 5, guys, is to drip an additional $100 into a company that is going ex-dividend date. I actually have one company that will be going ex-dividend date this coming week, so I'll show you that shortly. But that is to buy an additional $100 before they hit the ex-dividend date. Hopefully we can collect that dividend, and then it'll drip a little bit more. It'll just be a little bit of crumbs, but in the long term, those little crumbs do compound. And goal number 6, guys, is to reach about $400 per month selling options. I think we won't achieve this one. We'll see what happens. And then goal number 7 is to get a SCHD to 1,000 shares. We have a plan, and it looks like the plan that we might actually reach 1,000 shares, especially if SCHD continues to move downwards. If we do look at the dividend payout though, guys, you'll see here that I do have these companies that are actually in my portfolio. They'll be going ex-dividend date, or they'll be paying me out. So you'll see here that we do have JP Morgan, which will be paying me out on Halloween, guys. We'll be getting a nice juicy dividend payment for them, and then we'll end up October dividend, and then we did get a raise from them this actually month. And then we have Costco, which Costco is going ex-dividend date on the 2nd of November. So I'll be buying some Costco. I'll be buying $100 worth of Costco because of my other goal I have. I'll be buying it probably before the 2nd of November, so that I can meet the ex-dividend date, and then we can collect that dividend. And then we have Starbucks, Microsoft, Lockheed Martin, and then as you guys saw earlier, we did get Visa. Visa is in my portfolio, so hopefully the dividend raise from Visa does pop up, which later in the video we'll kick off these scripts I have, and Visa should pop up there. If we look at the options in general, you'll see that for total we've collected this year has been $2,206.90. That is including all the losses we did take from rolling upwards. And yeah, so let's go ahead and start up with the video, guys. Alright guys, so as you can see, the portfolio is at $204,257.94. The portfolio has moved downwards this week, which that is okay, guys, because it's going to fluctuate, but we are on the day change about $2,110.88, which is about a 1.02% in the red. 2-year change is showing $16,147.70, which is roughly about an 8.58%. We did go down, definitely not worried about it. Potentially can create some great buying opportunities for us that are long-term shareholders that are planning to hold for 5, 10, 15 years from now. And then if we look at the positions here, guys, you'll see that on the capital gains, we are up by 26.57% in the green, which is roughly about $42,782.65, which you'll see our cash balance is at roughly $441.16. So very, very low cash balance there. We'll see what we end up doing there. And we're going to continue to dollar cost average into the portfolio. We do have a little bit over 200 shares of Apple. I do have 2 covered calls on this. They're in the money right now at $155 strike price. They will expire on the 10th of November, so we'll see what happens if Apple continues to move downwards. It's trading roughly around $168, so we're getting closer to getting out of the money on this. And then we do have Altria, which I have over 100 shares. We're getting closer to 200 shares of this one, and then I might actually buy some next week. We'll see what happens. SCHD is just a good bargain right now for me as well. And then we have JP Morgan, which has also been moving downwards. I have roughly around 100 shares, so I'll probably be doing some covered calls. And then we have Microsoft here, which we also have over 100 shares, and we do have a covered call that's super deep in the money on this one. We'll hopefully continue to manage this one, and this one will actually expire, I believe, next week, so hopefully we can roll it upwards. And then we have a couple other companies that we will eventually get to 100 shares. Then we do have, guys, SCHD, which we're roughly at about 720 shares right now. We're trying to get it to 1,000 shares before the end of the year. And then we do have 3 cash secured puts on SCHD that will actually expire on the 17th of November at a $69 strike price. Of course, SCHD has moved downwards way past $69. It's trading around $66.90. So if SCHD closes below that $69, I will get assigned 300 shares of SCHD, which I'm okay with. I might actually roll it down a little bit more, hopefully get a better entry point, but we'll see what happens. I'm still thinking about it, debating it. And then we got, guys, SNSX, which is the US Treasury Money Investor. Roughly have about $22,000 in this one. And this is actually what's going to be covering my position from these cash secured puts for us while we're earning a very juicy interest rate every month. So definitely love that, guys. If I do show you guys here the performance, you'll see that we actually have roughly about $5,257.56, which is in the green. We've been going upwards, and now we're slowly correcting some, so we'll see how far the portfolio pulls back. I'm definitely not worried. This portfolio, I'm trying not to pull any money until maybe 5 to 10 years from now, if at all, maybe even 15-20 years. And then if we do have the rate of return, that's at 2.61%. And you'll see that if we look at the investment income, we're roughly projected to make about $5,551.25, which is averaging about $462.60. And then you'll see that November is one of our weakest months. We're projected to make roughly about $207.82. On the December though, guys, $832.47. This includes the interest payments we do get from that US Treasury. And then January, we're roughly about $347.52. This snowball, guys, is compounding very, very nicely, so I'm very happy about it. If we look at the history though, I do have it to start from the 22nd of October all the way till the 28th. We can scroll to the very bottom, and then we can actually go ahead and check this out. So if we look here, guys, you'll see that these are actually covered calls. I did have that expired worthless or cash secured puts, or I guess covered calls. And you'll see that on the 23rd of October, I did do a sell to open. So I sold a covered call on JP Morgan for a strike price of $149. They expired on the 27th. They paid us about $5.34. Definitely not a lot, but it's a little bit of crumbs. And I'm trying not to get in the money like those other covered calls I have. So that's basically why I'm trying to play it a little bit safer there. On the 23rd as well, I did a sell to open, sold a Altria covered call, collected about $1.34 after fees, and that's going into the cash balance so that we can buy some more shares of potentially SCHD or potentially Altria. And then on the 24th, 25th, we deposited $100 to meet our goal of dollar cost averaging into the portfolio no matter what the market's doing. And then you'll see on the 26th, I ended up actually using, or I bought 2 shares of SCHD at $68.56, spending roughly a little bit of $137.13, a little bit more than what I deposited, but that's okay because I am going to continue to accumulate these SCHD shares, and I don't really care if I have to spend a little bit more. But guys, let's go ahead and see if we got any dividends for this week. So I have this green button, go ahead and click on it. And guys, $0 this past week in passive income. That is okay, guys. Next week we should see the JP Morgan dividend. But let's go ahead and look at the dashboard so that we can kind of see actually how much we made this past week, or how much we raised the dividend amount. Guys, I already have a copy over here, so it's very awesome, because monthly we're projected to make roughly about $365.68. Again, I don't really plan to change anything, even though we're in a correction. I might actually be deploying more capital into the portfolio to try to take this opportunity to average down on some of my positions, and hopefully in the long term it'll play out very nicely. But if we look here at the options return, guys, we are at about 1.88%, and then again for the month of October we did lose $1,040.98, which it's okay. If we look at the options though for this week, we did make about $6.68. That was that JP Morgan covered call in Altria, and you know, it brought it up to about $2,206.90, which we still have 2 more months to see where we end up, if we're gonna, you know, be in the positive. Hopefully we're in the positive, because that is the goal of trying to sell options on this. But if I show you guys here the dividend payout, I do have these 5 companies. So if we go over here to portfolio tools, get latest dividends, once I click this, we will see if any companies announce dividends, which we are expecting Visa's dividend raise to pop up. And I have tutorials for all this stuff, guys. It's completely available for free. Again, all I ask in return is that you're subscribed with that bell notification. You drop a big thumbs up on the videos to help out the channel. But guys, you'll see here the Visa you know, dividend amount showed up, 15.56% dividend increase. Very awesome. They will be going ex-dividend on the 8th of November, and they will be paying out the 1st of December, so very exciting there. But let's go ahead and wrap up this video, guys, by you know, going over here, deleting this, and jumping over to Empower so that we can grab the latest version of our portfolio that contains all the purchases from this past week. So I'll see you guys over there. Alright guys, so we're here at Empower on my Schwab account. You'll see this green button, click on it. This copies the content of my portfolio into the clipboard, which then we can jump back over, right click, pay special values only, and there we are, we're good to go. If we jump over here to holdings, this is the parsed out stuff from last week of my portfolio, that snapshot. When I go here to portfolio tools, update portfolio holdings, this will get wiped and it'll parse out the new stuff we just pasted, which contains the purchases from this past week. So let's go ahead and do that, give it a second or two, and then we can jump back over here to the dashboard. You'll see that everything is being calculated, and for the projected dividend yield, guys, as you'll see, it is at 2.15%, which actually went up, and that is because the portfolio did move down in value. And then on the yield on cost though, we are still at 2.73%. On the yearly though, we are roughly projected to make about $4,401.32 compared to that $4,388. So we went up about maybe $13. On the monthly, we're now making about $366.78. Went up about $1, which is great to see. On the week, guys, this is about $84.64, and on the day we're projected to make $12.06. So we went up about 4 pennies. So now every day we're going through, we're making another, or I guess 4 extra pennies. On the hourly, we're still making 50 cents every single hour that goes by. But guys, on the hourly work wage, this is if our portfolio was to go work a 40-hour work week, they would get paid an hourly rate of $2.12. They were getting paid $2.11 last week. I guess they were doing such a great job, they got a raise by 1 penny. And you know, we're gonna try to get this to minimum wage. We'll see how long that takes, but that'll be such a great accomplishment, a huge milestone to achieve. And I'm very excited to see when we hit it. But anyways, guys, this is actually all I have for you guys. Again, we're in the correction territory. I'm going to continue to buy more, and hopefully I can deploy a little bit more capital into the portfolio and buy the red so that we can average down, continue to increase these dividends and this cash flow that we're getting passively. And again, don't forget to subscribe with that notification. Help me reach that 20,000 subscriber mark as well. Drop a big thumbs up on the video. And if you stuck all the way to the very end, go ahead and drop a hashtag red, because guys, we're loving to buy the red, and we're gonna try to average down, accumulate more shares, and in the long term our future selves will thank us. I will talk to you guys later. Take care, stay safe out there. Bye guys.